Hi everyone, greeting from Sri Vidyaniketan Public School, Sri Ramnagar. Welcome to the economics online class. Today we are going to start a new lesson that is called as money and credit. So in this chapter we will learn the meaning of money, types of money, functions of money, barter system, problems of barter system, then loan activities of a bank. Later we will also learn formal and informal sectors of credit and self-help groups. Today let us begin with the meaning of money. A question may be asked in examination for 1 mark, that is, define money. Anything that is generally accepted as medium of exchange is termed as money. That is, whenever we are buying anything, when we go to shop, we give money and buy certain things. What do we give? We give money. Is it or not? Hence, this money means previously money was not there. Some other things were being introduced. So, since money has been introduced, now it is easy for us to exchange or buy the things whatever we want. With regard to the types of money, on that also a question may be asked. Which among the following is, what types of money? What are the types of money? On that also 1 mark question may be asked. Answer is, there are 3 types of money. One is called as metallic money, that is coins, paper money, that is currency notes, and bank money, those are, that is demand deposits. Demand deposits come under what type of money? Question may be asked. That is bank money it is called. Currency notes come under what type of money? That comes under paper money. So this way multiple choice questions may be asked. Now let us learn the functions of money. With regard to the functions are concerned, we see here, that is money acts as a medium of exchange. As I told you, if I want medicine, I go to a medical shop and I pay money and get in return what? The medicines what I require. I go to a clothes shop, I give money and I buy what you call clothes, whatever I want. I may go to a jewelry shop and buy some jewelries. In return what I am going to pay? I am going to pay money. Hence money acts as a medium of exchange. Anything we are buying, we pay money and we get it. The second function, it acts as a measure of value. How it's going to measure the value? For example, I may go to a grocery shop and buy a biscuit. For the biscuit packet, I may pay what you call 10 rupees or 20 rupees, what it may be costing. The same thing I cannot ask for a jewelry shop, in a jewelry shop, that by taking 20 rupees or 40 rupees ask him to give gold. So here the measuring the value is very easy when money is in exchange. Then the third function is it acts as store of value. As I said you, it can be stored over a period of time. But in ancient days this privilege was not there. Since people were making use of other objects, it was very difficult to measure the measure the value of a commodity, at the same time to store the commodity. Grains can be stored for a year or 2, but it gets destroyed later. Hence, if money is used, present money what we are making use, it is not going to destroy. It can be stored over a period of time. If I keep 50,000 in bank for 5 years, it may get doubled. So in the same way, the value and store of value is added. Standard of deferred payments. Even payments also can be done by making use of money. In ancient days, it was very difficult to exchange the goods and services. Barter system was existed. What is barter system? On this also question may be asked. So it is a system in which goods are directly exchanged in terms of goods. Here you see in this picture, these people are having, this is barter system. It was a very, each and every individual, whatever they needed, used to exchange with others and lead a satisfied life. Over a period of time, it became very difficult when double coincidence of wants arises. A question may be asked on this also, what do you mean by double coincidence of wants? It means that is both the parties have to agree to sell and buy each other's commodities. For example, in this book you see people are trying to exchange their items with other item, whatever they require, when both the parties are supposed to agree with them. This lady is holding bananas and this gentleman is holding books. What she wants, suppose if she is in need of books, but this gentleman also should be in need of what you call exchanging it for bananas. Then only what you call they can have exchange. Otherwise, she has to search for the person who is ready to exchange her goods with whatever she requires. That is why money was introduced. A person holding money can easily exchange it for any commodity or service that he or she want without any disturbance. That is why money is being termed as medium of exchange. Now let us see modern forms of money. Before the introduction of coins, a variety of objects were used as money. What were those? For example, cattle were used, then what you call grains were used. In barter system, it was very difficult to measure the value of a commodity. At the same time, to measure what you call a store of value, all were difficult. As a result, what happened? Money was introduced. Here, after some time, gold, silver, copper coins, these all have been introduced. Even to sometimes leather coins also were in use. Currency refers to the money that a country uses. Take for example, in India we are using rupee as a currency. In America, dollar is considered as the currency of Americans. In India, the Reserve Bank of India issues currency on behalf of the central government. As per the law, no other individual or organization is allowed to issue currencies. Not only that, the modern forms of money include, on this also question may be asked, modern form of money includes dash and dash. Here you can say that modern form of currency includes paper notes as well as coins. The law legalizes the use of rupee as a medium of payment that cannot be refused in settling transactions in India. Since it is authorized by the central government, as a result, no individual or organization can deny the use of money. If they refuse, they cannot refuse the rupee as money. When we trace back the history, we come to know that the origin of the word rupee is from Sanskrit word that is rupiah, which means shaped, stamped or impressed or coin. And the first, in India, the coins were minted during the 6th century. Even bank deposits also are called as money. That is the other form in which people hold money is as deposits in the deposits with the bank. Then a question may arise, what is a bank? A bank is a financial institution which accepts deposits and gives loans to the people. Then in bank we see that people who whatever extra amount they have, they deposit, and people who are in need of money, they borrow as loans. We can open 4 types of accounts in a bank, that is savings account, current account, recurring deposit and term deposits. These are the 4 kinds. Then we see demand deposits. Question may be asked on this also, what are demand deposits? Deposits in the bank accounts that can be withdrawn on demand are termed as demand deposits. These payments can be done through a check instead of cash. Here we see that this paper is being called as a check. Then a question may arise, what is a check? A check is a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to the person in whose name the check has been issued. This is the right way of filling a check. Here, I mean a person, if we want to fill the check, this is the wrong method it is being shown, and we need to follow this appropriate and correct method, where we need to mention the numerical form, and in words also we are supposed to write in whose name we are writing the amount, writing the check, that also we are supposed to write. Date we have to write, signature is there, and how the where the signature has to be done, how it has to be written, everything is being shown clearly. So this is the proper or right method of writing a check. As it is said, a check is a paper. This paper also is considered as money. How it is considered? It instructs the bank to pay a specific amount. What amount is being mentioned here? It instructs the bank authorities to pay it to the person in whose name is being written in the check. Hence it is also called as money. Question may be asked for 3 mark, that features of demand deposits. Here we see that the first feature is a demand deposit has the essential characteristic of money. It can be used as a medium of exchange. Money can be exchanged or transferred through this demand deposit. Not only that, the facility of check against the demand deposit makes payments without using cash. I may transfer, I may give a check if I have any transaction, trade business with somebody else, I may write a 5 lakh rupees check to the other person, and instead of giving cash, I can give it through a check because it is considered as money. Third function is that, third characteristic is, since demand deposits are accepted widely as a means of payment along with currency, they constitute money in the modern economy. Last year there was a question was asked on functions of Reserve Bank of India. Hope this time they may ask functions of a bank or a commercial bank. It means the same. Now let us see the functions of a the bank. The very first function we see that accepting deposit from the public. As I said, the banks, the people who deposit their extra amount in the bank, they may open their account and deposit it in the bank. So it will be safe in the bank. Now let us know the second function, that is lending money to public as loans. The people who have deposited their money in the bank authorities use this money to provide loan to the needy people. The third function is transfer from one place to another. Here, for example, from State Bank of India, from Gangavati to State Bank of India in Andhra Pradesh, I can easily transfer money. That is, money can be easily transferred from one branch to the other, or from one bank to, or from one place to another place. Collect money. Next function is collects money by checks, drafts and bills. Next one is hiring safe deposit lockers. Here our jewelries, valuable items are there, all these can be kept in a bank in the safety locker, so that there will be no risk of keeping all these valuables at home. So we can keep it in the bank and be safe. The next one is conducting foreign exchange transactions. So banks perform foreign exchange transactions also. Example, an X person is in America and Y is in India. So X person is sending from America, he is sending money to India. So through the bank only the money, the dollar gets gets converted into Indian currency. This transaction is also being done through banks. The next one is keeping valuables in safe custody. We see that whatever our valuable items are there, some documentations of the documents will be there, record, these all documents, instead of keeping at home, we may have we may lose it somewhere. So hence we keep all such things, all records in a bank in a safe manner. Apart from that, conducting government transactions. So for example, if these commercial banks, these banks want to have a loan, they are finding they need some advice at that time they may take the help of what you call a central government, I mean central bank or RBI. Between the state and, that is between the state and the center also transactions are being done, or else a particular bank may be what you call running short of money. At that time they may borrow loan from the what you call Reserve Bank of India. These all what you call are the functions of a bank. So this is how we have seen what you call money, meaning of money, barter system, and what you call types of money and functions of money we have seen. And later we also came to know the functions of bank, over which possibilities thereof either 3 mark or a 5 mark question may be asked. Notes are provided to you. Please complete the notes in a CW. Thank you.